Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
So, in the normal state of equilibrium, they support the body, and when vitiated they produce the disease. We are talking about doshas. So, doshas play important role in pathogenesis, diagnosis and treatment of the disease. Vat, Pitta, Kapha, these are the doshas as I mentioned. So, let us look at these components in more detail. In the normal state of equilibrium, doshas support the body, and when these are vitiated they produce disease. These are called doshas because whenever there is a contamination, it is reflected in the doshas first. So, kapha prakriti kapha doshas or vata dosh or pitta dosh. Pitta dosh is related to the problem in digestion. Vata dosh is reflected in our ability to concentrate or the joint pains. Kapha dosh is reflected in the kaphas, in the undue mucus excretion from the in the nasopharyngeal area. So, doshas are the first thing to get disturbed. So, they play a very important role in pathogenesis and diagnosis as well as treatment and disease management. Man also moves from sattvic to rajasic or rajasic to tamasic. Rajasic is related to activity and tamas is related to inertness. Raj and tam, when they are properly balanced with activity, this state is called sattva. So, disturbance in these aspect of gunas result into lack of health or well-being. Dhatus in Ayurveda are correlated with the body tissues. For easy understanding, we can say these are the basic 7 building blocks of the physical body, and they are called rasa, rakta, mans, medh, ashti, majja. Let us look at doshas. The entire physiology and pathology in Ayurveda depend upon the status of 3 fundamental functional units in Sharir. What are the 3 fundamental units in Sharir? Doshas, dhatus, malas. These units or bioenergies, they control all functioning of body. So, among these 3 units, doshas are always first to get disturbed by various activities. If you have a change in the dietary factor, there is a fluctuation in season, time during the day, and my engagement with the work, my dincharya, which is my daily routine, or ritucharya, that is my seasonal routine, doshas are disturbed. Doshas are that which get disturbed first because of my diet or my dincharya or routine. There are 3 types of doshas. First is vata dosh. Vat is derived from word va, that means gati. So, anything related to the movement is related to vata dosh. There are some physiological, functional and physical trait associated with vata dosh, and there are some traits and psychological traits which are related to vata dosh. Those who have taken the NPTEL course, they must have received a link about assessment of their doshas. So, by taking that assessment, which is developed by David Frawley, the great scholar, by looking at their assessment, they can understand whether they have more of vata dosh, pitta dosh or kapha dosh. So, let us talk about the vata dosh. Vata dosh is concerned with mode of movement within the body and therefore governs nerve impulses, circulation, respiration and elimination. This is responsible for maintaining sensory, emotional and mental harmony, and it facilitates mental adaptability and comprehension. So, if there is a Vata dosh, people will find it difficult to concentrate on one topic. Classically, people with the prominent Vata dosh have a thin body, low body weight and low bone structure. These are the physiological aspect. There are some psychological traits as well associated with Vata dosh. These people having more prominent Vata dosh are more creative, enthusiastic, fast and responsive people. They have a special drive to achieve goals in life. So, individual with the Vata constitution is characterized by short memory, impulsive, they are shy, sensitive, and these things also make them little more distracted in comparison to other doshas from one subject to another. So, these are the general characteristic of Vata dosh. Pitta dosha and the word Pitta is derived from the root tapa, which means heat. So, this dosha is responsible for digestion, which is pachan, and parinaman, which is metabolism and digestion. So, Pitta governs the process of transformation or metabolism by regulating digestion, absorption, assimilation, temperature associated with that, skin coloration and luster of eyes. Pitta regulates the digestion on mental and spiritual level as well. That is, our capacity to digest impression, emotions, ideas, that also come from the Pitta. So, dosha in the common term is considered as problems, or doshas are considered as drawbacks. No, in the Ayurveda, dosha are not considered as drawback, these are the basic constituents. These are called dosha because they are the first to show the contamination at physiological and psychological level, but they themselves are not the problems, they themselves are not the errors or drawbacks. These are there in everybody, not only in everybody, all the forms of being. So, medium or athletic build is the characteristic of the people having high Vata dosh, and they are generally having medium height and delicate frame. There are some psychological characteristics associated with the people having more prominent Vata dosh or Vata prakriti, that is intelligence, courage and vitality. They are like, they come across as full of energy, courageous people, intelligent people who want to go to the depth of the subject, or the people in whom Vata dosh is more prominent, they will have multiple interest from one topic to another topic, they can comfortably keep hopping. But Pitta dosh result into capability of focusing on one thing, focusing on one topic and go in depth into it. So, that is the characteristic given by the Pitta dosha. Psychologically, Pitta endangers anger, hate, jealousy, these are also the side effects of the Vata dosh. So, people having Vata dosh are supposed to reflect these characteristics, these psychological characteristics also more often. Kapha dosha is a reflection of the bioenergy that is responsible for maintaining the proper water balance, hydration and moisture in our bodies. So, this is responsible for growth, adding structure and governs the lubrication of the body to offer protection and directly influencing the emotions. This dosha is concerned with emotions and it endows with love, caring, devotion, faith, which assist in maintaining internal harmony along with the unity with others. A well developed body with a tendency to gain weight is the reflection of Kapha dosha. So, people with the high and more prominent kapha dosha, they show the characteristic of steadiness, calmness, being compassionate, and they are psychologically endanger the emotion of attachment, greed and envy. So, you see there are some physiological characteristic associated with the doshas and there are psychological characteristic also associated with doshas. Those who are registered through NPTEL in this course, they must have received an assessment questionnaire to look at what is their prominent Prakriti and Vikriti.